Good morning. Good morning. I have not posted on this YouTube channel in years, and I decided to post on it today because I was talking to a friend of mine about her starting her YouTube channel, and I keep pressing her about it. And I was like, how am I pressing her about it? And I forgot about my own YouTube channel. So today I just decided that it was time to get started. Um, Today, I was going to talk about remembering who you are. It's a topic that I've had on my mind for a long time. I'm not going to be on here long, it'll only be a second. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Actually, no, I want to give you guys a little bit of background, not background, but just talk to you guys a little bit. I've been gone for a long time. Um, I know you guys know I moved to Houston. You might not have known that, but I came back to St. Louis and moved into a new place. My daughter's in a new school. And yeah, a lot of change has been going on. And during all those changes, it helped me realize that I forgot who I was, basically. I know a lot of women can relate to when you're going through so many changes, doing this, doing that, that you get so caught up in what's going on in your life that you don't even have time to figure out who you are. You are what you're going through, basically. And that's not the way we're supposed to live our lives. And I realized that society has been going through a shift, and a lot of women have been waking up and realizing and stepping into their power. And I wanted to share some of the tools and the things that I've been doing to help me step into my own power, and hopefully it will be helpful to some of you guys. I wrote down some notes because I tend to go off on tangents and be all over the place. Um, so, the number one thing, well, actually, I wouldn't put one above the other. I just want to share something that I heard about recently, probably the last month, that I've been doing. It's called a brag binder. It's something I heard from this lady named Patricia Washington. I listened to her on the Women of Impact show. You can listen to that on YouTube. I love it. And it's basically like a binder, a notebook, whatever you want, and you write down all of the things that you want to brag about. Well, all the things you want to brag about, or all of the accomplishments, no matter how little, no matter how big. Write down all of those accomplishments and keep them in a binder notebook. And whenever I'm feeling down, I go back to that notebook, and it helps me realize how much that I've actually accomplished. And it makes me realize that no matter what story sometimes I tell myself in my head, or I'm always going to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. When I look back in my notebook, I realize that, wow, I've actually accomplished a lot. And I know with a lot of ambitious women that we tend to not even look back at all the things we've accomplished. We're just always going to the next thing, always going to the next thing. And it kind of helps you ground yourself to be able to look back and see all of the things you've actually accomplished. And it's been very helpful. I've actually used my brag notebook. It's not actually a binder, it's a notebook, to help me receive a raise at my job. I was able to list some of the things that I've done for the company to use for them to use that as a reason to give me the money that I'm asking for. And so it can be beneficial in numerous ways. And another thing that I've done is journaling, but not just writing what happened in my day. I mean, that's helpful, but I've really been intentional about my journaling. Um, I use journaling as a way to work through the emotions that I'm feeling that have me stepping out of my power. Let me give a better example. So, if someone says something to you that can be triggering or hurtful, it can be easy for you to take that person's story and accept that as your own story. And that happens subconsciously sometimes. But if you really think about some of the thoughts that you're having, um, let's say someone comments about your weight. Um, you know, not even, they probably weren't being malicious, but they can be like, oh, your clothes are a little bit tighter today. Or, I don't know, something of that nature, something that can have you looking at yourself differently than how you looked at before. And you could go home, look in the mirror, and be like, oh, I am gaining a little weight. I am doing this and that. Or I guess I am getting a little fat. And I use journaling as a way to not accept other people's stories of my life as my own stories. I write my own story. And that is what I use journaling for. So, for example, I would write in my journal, I am healthy. I am beautiful. I work out consistently, or even if you don't work out, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you love yourself the way that you are. And that's what I make sure that's how I make sure that's where my mindset is through journaling. Um yeah. And that's really all that I had to share with you guys today. Let me double check. I was going to talk about putting yourself first and being selfish and all the stuff that we've been hearing constantly. Like, at least I've been hearing constantly. That's what's been promoted to me through YouTube. And I think all of that is super helpful. I think women have gone through years of conditioning of not putting themselves first. So, however many times we need to hear it, or however many times people want to say it, let them say it. We probably need 10 more years of people constantly saying it over and over again before women actually listen on a large scale. So, yeah. And we also talk about it on our podcast. I am the co host of the podcast, Getting It Wrong podcast. And we have an episode where we talk about boundaries and being selfish, putting yourself first, basically, all of that. And I'll link that in the description of this video. Um, Anything else? No, I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about, is that we need to capitalize off this energy that's being pushed in our society about women stepping into their power, and remembering that we do hold power and we do have control over our own lives. And I shared a couple ways that help me stay in that power. So if you guys want to hear more, let me know. Or if you want to hear me talk about something different, let me know. Even if you didn't like it, let me know. Maybe I can improve, or maybe you'll just give me a comment. If you liked it, like the video. If you want to hear more, subscribe. And I am done. Bye, guys. It's called Tuesday Tea, and I didn't even drink my tea. Bye, guys.